What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Another damn podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
Episode 334.
Yes.
334, kid. What a week. Yeah. I know I saw Sweetest Day just passed, which is that a real holiday? Real or Memorex? Some people say it's mostly a Chicago thing. I don't think they even celebrate that pretty much outside of Chicago.
It's starting to get some whatever, but it was a Midwest holiday because I think it originally started in Ohio and Cleveland, I want to say. So it's definitely a Midwest thing. It definitely is. But I think other parts of the nation are finally starting to get the Sweetest Day memo. But it mostly is a Midwestern thing. It is. So, but happy Sweetest Day to people who celebrated it.
Shout out Babe, who did send me a Sweetest Day post there. So, she's in Florida, but she brought a little Chicago flavor to Florida right there. So,
okay.
Yeah, which is how we do it. But yeah, like I said, pretty much it's a Chicago thing. That's what I see. I didn't even hear of Sweetest Day probably till like the mid to late 90s. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, because Dad told me about Sweetest Day when I was in high school. So I was like, what's that?
I was watching at Mrs. Fields is when I learned it, is cookies. So
cookies, yeah.
Mm-hmm. People were buying for swells like Sweetest Day. What's that? And then did my research and just it's another Valentine's Day. I didn't who knew? I was like, yeah. It's a whole nother holiday that I didn't know existed until probably the mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
But there we are. It just passed by. So what's good, kid?
Same old, just trying to gear up because now it's like go time because I'm like we're like about a month from like the big holiday. So it's like I'm trying to get my head together, get myself processed for
it's your time.
The rest of this year, basically. I know
holiday season we in.
Yeah, I know we'll be hosting.
And this will be a big one for you, your first Thanksgiving. Like I know.
Yeah, we'll be hosting Thanksgiving.
Gearing up for that here first. So I know, yeah.
And try to mentally prepare.
Got your work cut out for you on that. So good luck with that, kid.
Yeah, try to prepare and try to, I have like my vision. I have a thought in my head. So I'm like, I have what I want to happen, but reality versus, I'm like, I hope my reality is going to be
stuff you can't control, but hopefully it goes smoothly for you, kid. But we shall see.
Well, I'm a type A, so I mean, like Marcus is like, it's gonna work out. I'm like, yeah, we gotta do this, I'm like writing my list, and he's like, okay, like he's kind of like, all right, like cool out. But yeah,
rooting for you. Best of luck with it, kid.
Thank you.
Where do we start? I know where I want to start. I don't know if you want to start where I want to start. It's a story that's been brewing for like some weeks, really months, but some weeks is when I really started percolating for me. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. DJ Envy. Rashawn Casey. Hey, I'm putting the government out there. Breakfast Club's the main host of the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all know the Breakfast Club is DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. Well, Angela Yee left and got her own thing. It's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that as rumors about why that. But let's talk about DJ Envy.
Where there's smoke,
there's fire. Yeah.
Saying.
So here's what I know. And we're gonna backtrack to like I'm not gonna go all the way back to the beginning, but we're gonna go back some on like what I know about this story. When I first heard about this story, I haven't given details yet. I'm building up to it. It's called The Build. That's what they call it. Yeah. It's remember when Envy, Envy just got smoked with everybody these days. Like you saw him and Tyrese had mom a couple of weeks back, him and Rick Ross. And this is when I really heard about it, is when the Rick Ross thing. Because like they were what started off as a friendly rivalry turned serious because that's how cats are. It's like because like Envy, he does car shows, like he's a car guy. So yeah,
okay.
I don't think we're gonna see any of those no time soon. The feds watching, but he does car shows. It's like
it's like like that.
And Rick Ross was talking about Envy's car show. Was like, yeah, because Rick Ross would have more exotic cars with his, but Envy had some exotic, but some regular cars mixed
Rick
in
Ross
there.
made a whole song called Aston Martin Music.
There ain't no real car show. This is a real car show, you know. Ross is like, so it started out and shit. It was fun until it wasn't, and then they started taking personal shots at each other.
Because you shot it up with Rick Ross before about the Bulls and the Heat when the Big Three was in the Heat.
When LeBron and went to Miami during that time. And
you chopped it up.
Derrick Rose, MVP Rose. That was during that era.
Yeah, you chopped it up with him.
We didn't start arguing for real. We just talked basketball.
Yeah.
They got into it for real, like taking personal shots, like which I don't even know how it got there, because that's the thing with like joking. Like when people can only talk shit for so long before it turns serious. Oh, whoa, yeah, you serious? Are you mad? It'd be like that. Like that's what it went there.
That's why your wife left you, took half your money. What? People take it there, and you're like, wait a minute, like, wait, what just happened?
But it got to the point where like Ross, like the line he threw out there is like, you scamming people out of their life savings, and that's when I was like, oh, okay, what's Rose talking about? And that knowing that NBA was involved in real estate.
This is when you start doing this.
Yeah.
You Google and you start Googling scam. DJ Envy scam.
DJ
you start Googling that.
Scam or real estate scam. You start
looking. You start Googling that.
Yeah. And then where because at first I thought he was just talking about the seminars. Envy was doing his little seminars with his team.
Yeah, I remember that because he did one in Chicago.
He did one in Chicago. Glad I didn't go now.
And he was like buying real estate over, in the South Shore
properties while he was here. Yeah, he's
Jackson Park, where they're putting the Obama Center up. They're putting the Obama Center
South Shore, like looking at property.
Yeah, he was looking at stuff that way. Yeah,
while he was in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought he was talking about that. I was like, oh well, it's he does seminars, but like it's not really a scam. Even if the seminar sucks, it's like it's not really a scam. It's like it's just a shitty seminar. It's like you can't say somebody scammed you out of your money.
You get what you pay for, basically.
Yeah, it's like like if somebody offers a course, which you see like all the time, online courses like how to make money, is like if they give you the course, then it's not a scam. It's like it's just this course was trash. It's like that. It's like,
trash.
That's how you look. But then I started looking at his business partners, they've Cesar Pena, which we see like, and it's all tons of videos of the two of them together. So they were business partners.
Putting up like, I'm DJ Envy.
Don't let Envy tell you they weren't. Yeah,
and I'm Pena.
Cesar was his partner. It's like I said Pat, but he was his partner. It's like, and then I started looking at it now. He was like actually scamming because like here's how that went down. Like the seminar was like affordable, like compared to like some seminar. Like some of those seminars might be $1,000 to like
$5,000.
Yeah, 5,000 or whatever. But NBs was like I think between $50 and $100. So like that's affordable for like.
Which is affordable.
If you to get game is like that's affordable.
Yeah, that's
nothing is gonna be free in life. So yeah, to get game that's an affordable price.
That's a takeout dinner for a family of 4.
Yeah, or gas money, whatever it is. Like
that's a takeout dinner. So
affordable price. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what it was at these things is like, okay, they're gonna give you the basics just for like, tell you, but okay, you got to put this much down. Like basically stuff you could look up on your own.
You can look up.
Okay, they have like conventional loans is 20%. FHA 3.5. They the stuff you can look up. Basically, you don't need to pay like $50, $100.
That's YouTube University.
Get the knowledge they were giving you. Yeah,
yeah.
But they said, but we got experts here. We got Cesar. Yeah, we got the credit dude. We got hard lenders. Like you want to talk to these guys, then they have that's the upsell right there. It's like you got $1,200 a session to sit down with like Cesar, for example, which I'm gonna pull his picture up. If you were paying this motherfucker anything, then we gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Looks like a shyster.
He called himself the trap landlord. Like, so anybody who has trap in front of their name, I'm not trusting. That was his gimmick, the trap landlord.
I don't think I want to live in a house with a trap landlord. I just don't think I want to.
Facts, yeah. And so what Cesar would do, like, here's how the scam worked. During the he'd size you up like people that took him up on the session, like to meet one-on-one, because like he claimed like he was a real estate guru, like I own over like 1,000, probably owned like $50 million in real estate in Jersey. That was his story and shit. Yeah, what he was claiming. So of course people here, they want to get game. It's like, okay, yeah, this dude, like he came from the gutter and like is making it. Like we like stories like that. It's like, yeah,
it's admirable, especially
fall into the trap. It's like,
especially we.
That's what I meant. So when I said we like stories.
And I'm showing the visual for the people watching.
Yes. People that you like seeing melanated people, like come from nothing and then make it to the top. So that's how the scheme worked. Is like, yeah, you hear like, oh, this dude got 50 million in real estate. I could get some of that deal. You start thinking
some of that.
So he had like well, I got deals that you can get in on. It's like more properties I'm buying. Like I'm flipper because his Instagram was flipping NJ, flipping New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I got properties I'm flipping. Like you can get in on them. Yeah. Is like we're gonna make it a round number. Let's say $100,000. Like to keep it easy, to keep the math easy. It's like, okay, you donate this 100, yeah, like to because like these properties, like they buy them and then rehab them, like that's how it works. It's like you will buy them like real cheap, like on auction.com, which is like that part is like real. Like they do have like these foreclosed and like abandoned buildings, all this stuff that's real cheap on auction.com. So Caesar would buy the property, let's say for like 25 grand. It's like, okay, you invest 100 into it. Is like, and then we rehabilitate it, and then when I sell it, you get a 30% return on your investment. So you get 130 back. It's like, yeah, and like within like a few months, whatever it is, to rehab this property. Like Warren Buffett ain't making returns like that. Like 30%
in 5 months.
Yeah, Warren Buffett ain't making no returns like that. Yeah.
If it sounds too good to be true,
it's probably a scam.
It usually is, or probably a scam. The other part.
So these people are like investing and most of them are like regular folks. Is like it's like one guy that owned one record label owner that he owned the label that Fetty Wap was on with. So it's like one guy that was like had some celebrity status. Is like.
But most of these are people who emptied out their 401k
or like took equity out of their home. One couple did that to get the money for Caesar. They took equity out of their home and gave it to him.
Or if you had like an inheritance that you were supposed to be getting, you took from
one chick. I'm about to tell you that one chick, she did. She got a settlement because some kind of case. Like she got a settlement. It was some kind of harassment. Like so, and so this chick ended up investing like over 700,000. When I was like, how the fuck are they like? Let's pull a picture up now. I was like, yeah.
What?
Let's pull this picture up now. It's like
my heart just jumped. My heart just jumped.
Would you invest a dime with this motherfucker? That's Caesar. This big pun looking motherfucker and shit.
I said he looks like.
I thought Big Pun died. That's what that's what Donnell Rawlins kept calling him. Big Pun.
That's medium pun right there.
Yeah. Well, this is Caesar Pena, who allegedly scammed like I think it's the number was up to like almost 20 million last I saw the people. It's like 17 million the last number I saw, and it's continuing to rise because more people are coming forward. It's like so it's gonna probably go over that. And then so basically when the story how the story first came out, it was even before that Rick Ross thing. I said I found out about it with Rick Ross, which is maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. It was during the summertime when that Rick Ross thing was. The story actually broke in the spring. It's a guy named Tony the Closer. He's
I saw his thing. Like yeah.
He's like he's a real estate dude. He sells a course. That's his thing. Yeah, he's like one of these YouTubers, like a real estate guy.
Yeah.
And people kept calling him the Caesar Pena, he scammed me because like it started back in 2018 when like Envy first brought him on the Breakfast Club.
So this is
That's 5 years ago. Yeah,
5 years now. 5.
And of course, like iHeart, they don't want the smokes. They've been scrubbing anything with Caesar Pena off of the Breakfast Club's YouTube channel. But once it's out there, it's out there. So like the Caesar guy appeared on Breakfast Club 5 times in the last 5 years. So it's like at least once a year.
At least
had him on there, like let's say average, so once a year. Because like it's 5 different interviews. You're not gonna find them now. They scrubbed all of that shit. It's like because they could be held liable. We're gonna talk about how in a few minutes. Like iHeart, could be held liable. Envy as well too. Like how all of them tie into this. So then when people started telling Tony to close, it's one dude, the credit dude is the one I saw that really broke the story big. Is he was like I said, was part of Envy's team. Is like that he had those seminars. And the credit dude was something about how Caesar scammed him out of $150,000. Like that's what and then once that story got out there, other people saying
down
like
payment and rehab on the house, $150,000. That is.
And Caesar's story doesn't make sense. We're gonna talk about why as I like break this down there. So then once Tony's closer started talking about it and get it bigger and bigger, because he has a following. Like I said, he's one of the big YouTuber / Instagram.
Yeah, because I've saw
so then once he started saying, well, yeah, and he partnered with DJ Envy, like once Envy's name came into it, it's like then Envy went on his live with him. Big mistake. It's like Envy went on the live with Tony the Closer. Like
he was going with emotion. He went on based solely on emotion with no preparation.
People been saying he was just acting light skinned. It's like, which Envy definitely does. Like, he's like every light skinned stereotype out there. He's
beige rage.
Beige. We saw with Jesus and Meryl the beige rage.
The beige rage.
You remember that story? But yeah, like when he went on there, basically like and what Tony the Closer got offended because then he said that he called him a clout chaser. He's like, yeah, like you just putting my name in it because you clout chasing and all that. So then it went from a story just like, okay, like me and the credit dude just talking about Caesar scamming. Okay, now we definitely gonna talk about you, DJ Envy. Like, that's what he was like. I went from just like saying, is Envy involved in this? To now like, oh yeah, we definitely gonna blow this story up now. So then that became his mission. Now, I don't think he even talks about real estate anymore. Tony the Closer's channel has basically been dedicated to this story. Like, for like since like maybe May or whatever, like since the spring has been dedicated.
Don't poke the sleeping bear. Don't poke the sleeping bear. Let the bear just sleep. Let the bear sleep. Let the bear hibernate. Let the bear do him.
And then and one of the video I saw that really caught my attention is a dude named Spencer. He has he kind of like it does exposés on his channel. Like, yeah,
I like exposés. I do.
Spencer. He started this story like me. Like it hits me personal because I'm part of the Breakfast Club. So it caught my attention. Like DJ Envy scam. It's like and I saw Spencer's video come up. I was like, I should play some of Spencer's video. I don't want to play the whole thing because it's long and shit, but I'm gonna play part of the Spencer video because that's the one that really got me. I'm like, this don't look good and shit. Yeah,
I was seeing it like as little blurs, but I never like really clicked and like watched like the whole. But I saw like the article when it came out. I saw like the little tagline like scam because it's been a lot of that coming out. Like a lot of these so-called entrepreneurs, gurus, they're full of shit. A lot of them are.
Facts.
Like a lot of them, and you're just starting to see that all these people, you can make $1 million in a day.
And they play on your emotions.
What?
That's what people are saying. Like, that's how our people get caught up. Anytime like the buzzwords are like, yeah, generational wealth and doing something for my community, buy back the block. Like we hear all of that and we lose all sense of like common sense because like oh yeah, I want to do something for my hood. It's like, but yeah, do it right. Don't get scammed and shit.
Don't sell grandmama's house.
Facts.
Then you lose grandmama's house by investing in this shitty deal.
Well, here's Spencer's. I'm gonna play part of the Spencer video. You gonna like? We might end up playing the whole thing. It's like a rabbit hole. Like we're like, and fair use. God damn it! So like, don't take my video down, YouTube. It's fair use.
Fair use. Fair use.
Fair use. Got to put that on there. Fair use, and we gonna pause it in between. So like that's how you get around the algorithm. You don't just let it play. You got to interrupt it. So like that is like different content. Yeah.
And give your comments and jump.
Wish I could just pull the audio. Then yeah, I wish I could just pull it because then but I'm just gonna pull it up though. Yeah, you see what's going on? Can you see?
Medium pun is
Yeah, so NBC's opinion scam just got worse. There we go. So let's play part of this video. Let me unmute and go into it.
50 million.
How is this dude claiming to own 50
Oh, I didn't start from the beginning. How's it at the end? Let's take it from the beginning. God damn it.
On October 15, 2018, The Breakfast Club introduced Cesar Pina, a relatively unknown real estate investor in New Jersey, onto the show as a featured guest. Recent lawsuits have been filed against Cesar and DJ Envy, alleging a Ponzi-like investment scheme that has taken millions from...
All these motherfuckers. Look at all these people that got scammed right here. It's like all these people right
And for people who don't know what a Ponzi is, it's basically you're paying for it.
It's or as they call it, what they say is you robbing Peter to pay Paul.
There you go.
It's like the only way it works is that people keep feeding money into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
like I pay the last investor with the next investor. That's how it works.
I steal this person's money and I pay them, and then I steal that and then I have to pay them, and then you have to just keep on pulling money to like push it forward, keep on pushing it. But eventually, if people stop investing in it, then the bottom is going to fall out.
Which you do get caught up because you can only lie for so long. This dude lied for 5 years. He got away with it long enough. It's like 2018. You saw that. The first time he was on Breakfast Club was 2018. You saw that.
And what I'm noticing is that it's all different people. Look like they're from all different walks of life.
Yeah,
like they have younger people, older people,
like different races. It's
looks like Middle Eastern. Looks like Black people.
Mm-hmm. All different types, but let's get
looks
back.
Like corporate people. It looks like this guy looks like a model at the top right here. He looks like a model. It's like just all different walks of life.
Like it's a regular brother right here. Like
yeah.
You got young women like her. It's like it's an older white dude. It's like
and like Stan Lee. How you gonna like scam Stan Lee? How you gonna scam him?
Yeah, out of his Marvel money. Come on. Man.
Yeah. Excelsior, we don't scam Stan Lee. You don't do that.
Yeah, scam the guy that created Spider-Man. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Here we go.
From investors. It all started with this interview.
We got a special guest in the building. You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ, my friend Cesar Pina.
5 years later, numerous customers alleged they were...
My friend Cesar Pina.
My friend.
See, but once it's out there, they'll say they might have scrubbed it, but but Spencer got the videos.
Be careful, and that's another thing. Be careful who you call your friend.
Yes.
Be careful who you call your friend.
It's going to get worse. This might be the whole episode, Cesar and Envy.
Like you have to know me at least X amount of years for you to be considered a friend of mine. You have to know me so many years.
Yeah, I'm not just call, as Cedric the Entertainer once said, I don't just be calling people friends all willy-nilly. I don't do that. Yeah.
Like most of my people who are like friends have known me like around the 10-year mark at least.
Facts,
But
this guy, he would buy like distressed properties, or buy, as I put in air quotes, some of these properties you didn't even own. You're about to find that out too. It's like he'd buy distressed.
Let me.
Yeah.
Wish I had my popcorn.
Yeah. It's a 26-minute video. You might have just watching this whole thing. Yeah.
Let me get my Lays.
Yeah. Because this is the one that really got me into the story. Like Rick Ross brought me in, like Spencer hooked me though. Yeah, this is when I got hooked. I was like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna start following Spencer now.
Yeah, because he does these like exposés.
I like this type of stuff. This is up my alley. This is right up my alley.
He has great content. Yeah.
Frauded by Cesar. Over the past 5 years, DJ Envy has promoted Cesar as a real estate expert and trustworthy source for learning the game.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
Flippin' NJ.
DJ Envy and Cesar's partnership seemed innocent until Tony the Closer began receiving messages about...
That's the Tony the Closer. I was talking about that, when he started posting about, hey, like Cesar just scammed me out of 150,000. He scammed me out of this much. It's like
his whole government name was Sean Casey.
Sean Casey put it all with the government first and last. So you might want to take them chains and that watch off too. Like anything valuable, pretend like Debo's around, hide your shit. Like, Envy needs to pretend like Debo's always in the room. I wouldn't have anything valuable on and all this.
Because the IRS will get their money.
They watching. It's like, so you might want to lose that shit.
Investors giving the two money and not receiving any money back. Then the investigation began. July 21, 2018. DJ Envy posted to his Instagram about a house he purchased in Detroit. A couple of weeks ago, @KnitToGrit introduced me to a guy named Cesar, aka Flipping NJ, that invests in New Jersey real estate.
So he met Cesar through Knit to Grit. I'm just doing commentary on the story. Yeah, that's how they met. It was 2018 in Detroit. It's always Detroit's fault too. Always Detroit. Envy met this dude in Detroit. So there we go. Blame it on Detroit. Here we go.
Estate.
A friend of mine's, his name is Knit the Grit. He owns the label where Fetty Wap is signed to.
That's the Fetty Wap guy who knit the grip, by the way.
Okay.
And he did the introduction between me and Envy.
Cesar Pina's Instagram looked
Envy was doing work with that label too. Like he had a deal, like how like DJ Khaled has like Envy was like putting an
Okay.
album out. That's how he
Makes
met.
sense
Fetty.
because
That's how he met
entertainment-
Knit the Grit, because like Envy was like putting an album out. The time.
And they're both entertainment, so that makes sense. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so he met him through him, and then let's get back to the scammer.
like this at the time. The message that Envy shared was he looks like us, listens to the same music, dresses like us, and is from the same place as us. He just had the vision of real estate before any one of us did. He owns over 500 units in New Jersey.
So Envy allegedly got caught up in it, just like I said, yeah, because he saw, okay, he's one of us, and he owns
He
over
looks
500
like
units.
us.
He owns over 500 units. Yeah, he looks just like us. It's like, let's keep moving.
Jersey.
You have a criminal record, but your criminal record actually got you into this business.
Oh, and he
Your
already
criminal
had
record?
and he had a record before any of this too. Like, yeah, I'm about to say, guess what he was? Guess what he got arrested for?
Money laundering.
Fraud. He was scamming credit card scams. Like,
Okay. I
but he was
focused
a
on money
known
laundering.
scammer already. It's like he did time for scamming people.
Okay,
back in the day.
okay. Wait. Time out, because my math ain't mathing right now. So I'm not saying that people don't deserve second chances, but a guy who had a criminal record for
For scamming people
scamming people,
who calls
then
himself
I'll
the
give
trap
money.
lord and shit. Yeah.
that don't make no sense to me.
Why would you get attached, put your name involved with somebody like that?
That makes no sense to me at all.
Let's continue.
This seems to be a prerequisite for being a subject of my videos as of late.
I'm more street educated than anything else. When all my friends went to college and stuff like that, chose the streets. Everybody's telling me, oh, you gotta change your life, can't do this, you're gonna end up in jail. So I ended up in jail.
I'm starting
Hey, you're gonna end up back in jail too, but I'm just saying.
Well,
to wonder if he and Jay Morrison were roommates
I guess he was homesick. That's what I was like. Yes. Some people like are better off on the inside. He wanted to go back home. He got homesick. That's what
in prison sharing their ideas on how to implement their street knowledge in the real estate game.
I was never thinking about public speaking or anything like that. And I met Envy, he inspired me, and he said I had a great story and I can inspire other people.
DJ Envy introduced Cesar to his millions of followers, which is why he's found himself in the middle of the controversy for what was
Yeah, because a lot of these people like said that if it wasn't for Envy, they'd have never invested in Medium Pine, as you call it.
Medium Pine.
Like I said, like I wouldn't give the guy, like, why would you give him $500,000? I wouldn't give him $5, let alone $500,000. But because of their celebrity status and people like celebrity worship, and as Envy did say, like it is some clout chasing involved in this. They want to be associated with celebrity. Like, oh, that's Envy's boy. Like, so that means Envy will have me on the Breakfast Club. I'll be going to the BET Awards. You get caught up in that mess. It's like, so that's how it happens. It's like, yeah, like you would like invest your life savings with that motherfucker and shit, like because of DJ Envy. I guess I ain't built like that. I don't give a fuck who you know. You're not getting my money and shit.
You sound like Morgan Freeman in that movie. This motherfucker. It sound like it when you said that.
You're not getting mine. It's like, I don't give you no DJ Envy or whoever and shit. I don't give a fuck who you know. You're not getting mine.
Oh my God.
we're going to unveil shortly.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy. We picked this up off of auction.com.
We picked this up. See
Outbid
that?
somebody.
He
Just a
outbid
few months
somebody.
after this Instagram post that used the word "we" a lot,
We.
Cesar was introduced to Anthony Barone and Anthony Martini. Martini
That's
signed
like a
DJ Envy to
lot.
his record label in 2016. A few years later, when DJ Envy began promoting Cesar, Martini became interested. He trusted Envy from their friendship and because Cesar sounded legit. Envy told Martini that he was a partner on many deals with Cesar that had gone well and mentioned that there was a new investment opportunity opening up to partner with them. 385-391 Totowa Avenue in Patterson, New Jersey is
Remember this place right here? That's an old school right there.
Okay.
That because I remember when Envy posted. I remember when this video he posted it on his timeline about the school. They saw they were walking through it, like checking out the school, because which sounded like a good idea. Because in our old neighborhood at the time, it was an abandoned school too. That's why I was like, he was like buying this old school, like rehabbing and then turning it into like 50 or 60 like apartments for like affordable housing for like like,
which is actually a good idea to do if it's done, if it's legal.
If it's not a scam, it's like
it's legal. That's a good idea to do.
And that's why I remember when this school, because I remember when I was like, oh, the school, I remembered that, and you just didn't hear nothing else about it. That was like 2019, but and I was like, oh yeah, because at the time, like I said, in our old neighborhood where we grew up by our mom's house, it was an abandoned school. I was like, yeah, what if somebody could do that to that school as well?
Yeah.
Let's continue.
is where an old school building rots away. Envy told Martini that this location would become a new apartment complex project spearheaded by Caesar and Jennifer Pena. Martini felt confident enough in his friend DJ Envy and this alleged real estate mogul that he invested $1 million into their project.
Started with no money, and here I am.
He gave this motherfucker. You gave $1 million to
$1 million. He did
$1
the
million.
He did the Dr. Evil.
If you saw this dude on the street, how much money would you give him?
Well, I was about to say, he gave Fat Bastard $1
Well, get in my belly. Get in my belly.
It's an Austin Powers thing. Don't get mad at me, people. I'm not, don't
He
get
is
mad.
a fat bastard, so you're right about
Don't get mad at me. I don't want to
Look at him. He is a fat bastard.
$50 million later in real estate.
How much?
$50 million.
Investors felt confident giving him money because they believed he was a real estate
When I got that book too, I'm gonna read it. I want to get the because I got it back then, not knowing he was a scammer. I do have the Flipping Keys book.
It's still available on Audible, so I want to listen to it loud.
Might be. It's like,
I want to listen to it loud.
I do have it. I'm definitely gonna look and find because it's probably all kinds of incriminating shit in this book too. I'm sure. I'm definitely gonna look at that. I have the book.
mogul. Caesar and Jennifer Pena told Martini that they funded the project with $2.5 million of their own money and a $3.5 million construction loan. Martini's money would help with
his wife is knee deep in this shit too, by the way. So she's an accomplice. She's not an innocent bystander.
overruns and operating expenses until the
like a canary. Wife ain't going to jail. She going to sing like a canary. I already know.
liquidation date. Around the same time, Envy and Caesar met with a man named Anthony Barone who brought his friend.
Now look at these heavy hitters and shit. That shows
No.
Gary V is in there. DJ Clue is in this. They didn't invest their money. They saw it. They knew that Caesar was a shithead. They probably looked and was like, "Nah, I'm good." It's
they said my spidey sense is tingling. I'm gonna head out.
because I thought at first he got them too. It's like Gary V and Clue was but nah. They said
yeah, I thought they got him too.
That's your boy Envy, but I don't know about him. It's nah, I'm good. Because I said, they smart. They're not clout chasers because they already have their own fame, so they don't need Envy's fame. So you're no, I think I keep my money in my pocket.
Friends Eaton Sugarman, DJ Clue, and Gary V as they all indicated interest in the prospective real estate investment opportunities. Over the next 4 hours, Caesar and Envy drove around Paterson, New Jersey, showing off the successful real estate investments they had. One of the properties shown to the group was 385-391 Totowa Avenue that was being pitched as a chance to turn this rundown school into a financially lucrative apartment complex called Taylor Court Apartments. Barone decided
should have called it the Carter. Just go all in with it. Why the Taylor? Call it the Carter. Just go all in. The fucking Carter, Nino Brown and shit. Yeah. He really is the wolf of Paterson is what they should call it. The Wolf of New Jersey or whatever. This is Wolf of Wall Street level shit. Is
Wolf of Jersey.
The Wolf of Jersey. It really should call it
Jersey. I they say with the Jersey accent.
Yeah. This shit is amazing.
Decided to invest $500,000 for a 12.5% interest stake after believing the apartment project would be a good investment. Caesar said construction would be completed a year later in early 2021. What helped Barone solidify his decision was seeing documents for the project also signed by his friend Anthony Martini to proceed with wiring his $500,000 to Caesar. A little red flag is that it's now alleged that Caesar forged Martini's signature.
I believe that for a fact. Caesar probably did for it. He probably never owned, or he didn't have any real paperwork on the shit. Yeah. So
forged.
Yeah. Yes. Here's another incriminating shit. Let's go.
We had the Jacob Javits Center setting everything up. Last time we had 4,000 in here. So, if you want to learn about real estate,
federal canine officers are going to utilize Scent when they go hunting for Caesar. The best way to upgrade your Scent is with a subscription service like Scentbird. Not only are they supporting
the
agreement with Caesar Pena, the property address was 27 Boyden Parkway South in Maplewood, New Jersey, where BTC would provide $150,000 to Caesar to help facilitate the purchase and rehab of the property. Caesar would return 35% profit within 3 months. In February,
35% in 3 months. Come on,
3 months.
Come on, son.
That math ain't mathing.
And to quote Ed Lover, come on, son.
That math ain't mathing.
Come on.
Not.
So now we into 2021. It's like with the scheme.
And it's supposed to be this bill is supposed to be done in 2021. So let's see.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Is it
February
gonna be done?
2021,
No.
Caesar went into a joint venture agreement with Paul Peralta for the property located at 89 Franklin Ave in Hawthorne, New Jersey. Peralta would send Caesar $100,000 and receive 30% profit within 5 months. In March 2021, Mr. Roman contacted Caesar asking for an update because the 5-month period had passed for the property to complete renovations and sell. Caesar said the property hadn't been sold and that Mr. Roman would be better rolling his money into another property investment.
He was getting motherfuckers just giving more money. It's like, yeah, I didn't we didn't get the return on that one, but I got another
I have a
investment idea.
question.
Yeah.
2021. So we were smack dead in the pandemic. Where
Yeah.
the fuck are people getting all this money from?
Hey,
That's my question.
maybe some of it is PPP money. I don't know.
We were in a pandemic, so I mean, it would make sense not to spend extra money if you're in a pandemic. Like if like your future isn't
Especially with him and shit. Yeah.
okay. Go
investment.
on.
Caesar wired him $30,000 from his supposed profits and told him to roll over the initial $100,000 into a second property. This new investment property was 109 Lion Street in Paterson, New Jersey. At least this property was purchased by Caesar through his LLC called From Start to Flipping LLC in November 2020 for $210,000. Caesar told Trevor Roman that all he needed was an additional $50,000 and he'd receive all of his money back within 5 months with a little premium added on top.
Send me 50,000 more and shit, even though I ain't gave you shit yet. It's like, how people falling for this? I'm amazed and shit. Yeah. You ain't seen no return on your investment yet, but send me more money. Is like, yeah, people are really falling for this shit. That's shit is wild to me, bro.
That same month, Paul Peralta entered into a second joint venture agreement with Caesar for the property at 566-568 East 39th Street in Paterson, New Jersey. He would send $200,000 to Caesar and profit $70,000. What I found odd about this arrangement is that 566 East 39th Street in Paterson is for an auto body shop. The apartment next door is address 568-570 East.
So this property may have not even existed. They saying like the address he gave is like it don't exist. It's like this is like one address was the body shop and then next door was this property. So like yeah, so he sold him over. He took money for a property that don't even exist. Possibly right here.
Fix it, Black Jesus. Just fix it. Just please fix it, Black Jesus. Please fix this.
Yeah.
Go on.
Continue.
39th Street. The address listed in the lawsuit was different than what the actual address appears to be. This happened multiple times and I can't figure out why that happened. Caesar bought this property in November 2020 and sold it in February 2022 for a $226,000 difference. May
So he sold the property at one point too.
2021, BTC Investments has patiently waited for their property to sell and recoup their investment.
I
Caesar
hope you
says,
didn't steal
not
my
yet,
money."
wait a little longer. June 2021, Caesar and Paul Peralta enter their third joint venture agreement for the property located at 267 6th Avenue in Paterson, New Jersey. Paul will provide $150,000 towards the purchase and rehab and receive $45,000.
You do the math.
Why is he
Gave him
constantly giving
100
money?
and 200 more than another 150. That's like what $400,000 now, something like that.
$450,000. This man gave damn near $500,000 and you haven't seen shit.
You ain't seen nothing yet. At some point, you got to put it on you. It's like you like so y'all Skeezer. That's what we're gonna call him, Skeezer. Yeah, Skeezer scammed y'all and shit. But at some point, you he stabbed you in the back, but you gave him the fucking knife. So you gave him the knife. Keep doing this shit.
Profit. Caesar bought this property 4 years prior in February 2017 for $245,000 and obtained a $385,000 commercial mortgage on the.
So you already had a loan on the property. So what do you need investors for if you got a $385,000 loan, like a bank loan already on this property? Reading is fundamental. Y'all should have researched all of this shit. It's like you say, oh, it's already a loan on this. Like, what do you need my money for? And shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
But he's pocketing your money. That's shit.
The property in February 2018. If he had a loan that covered purchase and rehab, why was he taking $150,000 additional dollars from Paul Peralta? Around that same time, Mr. Peralta sent Caesar a final $150,000.
So like how much we in now? $500,000 at this point.
So
300, 500, 600,000. 600,000. We ain't close to $1 million that this Paul Peralta dude and sent. We getting damn near $1 million.
If I had $600,000, I wouldn't give it to him.
Not giving it to the fucking trap.
If I had $600,000, I'm not giving it to that dude.
He ain't getting nada from me and shit. You ain't getting nada
from us.
$1,000 as a private money loan for Caesar's real estate operations with the expectation that he'd receive a $45,000 profit. On August 30, 2021, Trevor Roman still had not received any updates on his property, but Caesar did send him $2,500. Caesar also told Mr. Roman that he had a new opportunity for him to roll his money into a third joint venture agreement.
Because of course he does.
Agreement due to the long sales process of 109 Lion Street. The third joint venture agreement credited Mr. Roman with $200,000 towards the next property, which would yield a profit of $70,000 within 5 months when sold. 109 Lion Street, the second property investment offered to Mr. Roman, eventually sold 4 months later in December 2021 for $400,000. But in January 2022, Mr. Roman had still not received any money, so Caesar offered a fourth joint venture rollover agreement for the...
Okay, you just dumb now. You gave money 4 times.
Trevor was an easy mark.
Yeah, Trevor was definitely an easy mark.
He's like,
yeah, take my money. Sound like Jodeci, take my money. My house is my car. You sound like Jodeci.
Goof ass.
Property located at 126 Jasper Street in Paterson, New Jersey. Mr. Roman was credited with $270,000 towards the fourth property with a profit of $94,500. That meant Caesar would be sending Mr. Roman $364,500 when the Jasper Street property finished construction and sold. The only problem is that Caesar's LLC sold this property in December.
He didn't even own the property when he took that motherfucker's money. The shit had already sold in 2020.
2020 for $390,000, which means he didn't own the property when he offered the opportunity to Mr. Roman to partner on the deal.
So the first thing I realized, and what I used to do was
Oh, this is some good shit right here. This is very incriminating.
use my own money. When I met Caesar, I realized Caesar will not use his own money. He's probably one of the cheapest people I know.
I think what Envy actually...
He definitely uses other people's money. Yeah.
That sounds like an admission.
Now you see why iHeart scrubbed these interviews and shit off of the,
it's like an admission of
Breakfast
right
Club
there.
channel. Why all this shit has been scrubbed off of Breakfast
Why
Club.
spend your money why I spend my money where I could spend yours?
Yeah. I used to spend my own money on properties, but yeah, Caesar taught me to spend other people's money. Let's continue.
Sounds scammy, but okay.
Yes, it does.
Actually means is Caesar uses other people's money for purchases outside of real estate. November 2021, Caesar notifies Barone and Martini that construction is underway for their apartment building project, even notifying them that workers are there every day and that the plumbing and foundation are done. December 2021, Stanley Acosta attended one of DJ Envy and Caesar's real estate seminars at the Javits Center in New York City. A few days later, he was in Pena's office discussing a potential...
And look who's in Caesar's office. DJ Envy sitting right there.
But he's in deep.
Yeah. He's right there.
Partnership deal for the property at 145 Union Avenue in Paterson, New Jersey. The only data I see is on Redfin indicating this property hasn't been sold since 2015. In March 2020.
So Caesar probably didn't own that either because the property hasn't been sold since 2015.
Like my thing is, you can go on Redfin and see like when the property was sold. So
yeah, I guess these people didn't know that shit. You can look all of this shit up. It's public.
You can look it up on Redfin.
Public record. You can look all of this shit up.
Yeah.
Public records.
2022, Acosta gave Caesar $150,000 in cash with the promise of $45,000 profit within 5 months. Around this time, Caesar reached out to Barone and Martini to notify them that the Taylor Court apartment project was underway for the second time, but completion would now be around November 2022. May 17, 2022, Alexis Hernandez gives Caesar $250,000 for the purchase of 27 South Boyden Parkway in Maplewood, New Jersey. Alexis was promised a profit of $45,000 when the project completed 5 months later. Caesar bought this property for $409,500 17 months earlier in December 2020 with a $385,000 construction loan.
Once again, yeah, you got the loan on it, for construction. Why do you need investors? You got a fucking $385,000 loan for rehabbing. So why do you really need that money? I'm just saying.
loan. Once again, why did Caesar need to raise $250,000 for a project that he already had a construction loan on 2 years prior? June 2022. Trevor Roman was ready to get paid out after waiting around 18 months for his projects to sell. He went to Caesar's office and demanded money. Caesar obliged by giving him 2 checks totaling $163,000. But Caesar said not to cash them because those accounts didn't have the money just yet. Caesar
Of course not. Of course not.
Caesar then offered him a 5th joint venture agreement for the property at 16 Gunther
He
Place
signed
in
up for
Passaic,
this.
New Jersey. Caesar
Yeah, this at some point it's like Stockholm syndrome. It's like it's Stockholm syndrome at this point. We give him money 5 times and shit.
With no results.
Stockholm syndrome.
Caesar purchased this property through his Warehouse LLC in August 2014 for $97,000. Mr. Roman probably didn't know that Caesar was having serious money problems around this time. On June 30, 2022, Alexis Investment and Funding 2 LLC filed a foreclosure complaint against Caesar and Jennifer Pena. The Penas took out a commercial loan secured by a second mortgage for their property in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, in the amount of $594,633. That's on top of the $2.5 million mortgage when they purchased the property. In 2013, the property looked like this. A decade later, and they've built a beautiful mansion.
This is their private house, is like that he couldn't pay the mortgage on. As we saw, it got foreclosed on his
I
mansion.
see the bushes up, yeah.
Exactly.
Privacy bushes, yeah.
Exactly.
The loan foreclosing on them only cost $5,000 a month. You would think it wasn't that
If you own $50 million in real estate and you can't afford $5,000 mortgage and shit,
Right.
make the math.
Make the math.
I'm just saying.
much for a real estate mogul. August 2022, Anthony Martini is tired of Caesar not responding to his calls, so he decides to drive by the job site for his massive Taylor Court.
Remember, this project started, was it 2019?
School, this is school, right?
Yep, this is the school.
Because they said it was supposed to be done in 2021.
Yeah. It started in 2019. This is how the shit looks now. Like, yeah, what, almost 4 years, 2022 now. Like 3 years later, it's still
Apartments deal. He finds that no construction has been done despite Caesar saying it began months ago. He demands Caesar to return his money. According to Batch Leads, this property
That's what you should have done in the first place. Like, drive by these properties. If I'm investing, I want to know what's going on with my money. Like, none of these people went and checked these properties. He finally went over there and say, "Oh, like
You
there's
just put it in a
nothing
black
done."
hole and just
Yeah.
give it a look at it again, huh?
He didn't even own the school. Said no data available for like. Yeah. He didn't even own that school.
doesn't have a mortgage. But Caesar told Martini that he would have his money back once he could refinance the debt on the property. This same month, August 2022, Caesar met the next victim we'll label EB, who had just received
This is the one that got the settlement I was talking about. Yeah,
God.
she had a $750,000 settlement. So yeah, this is her nest egg right here. It's like, yeah.
And this is one that she's probably like, okay, I'm gonna do the responsible thing and
Man,
turn
instead
my
of spending my
750
money on, instead of like going like blowing money fast,
buying Gucci.
I'm gonna invest it. Yeah, she tried to do.
She tried to do the right thing,
Try to
and
do
that's
the
what you do
responsible.
want to do in the settlement. Instead of me spending my money on stuff, let me invest my money so now I can turn my 750.
And I don't know anything about it, but it's automatic. She probably was like a fan of the Breakfast Club. Probably heard about this dude on the Breakfast Club. Like, like I should invest with them. It's like, yeah. She probably heard him on that. Like, that's probably how she heard of him. So, like, let's get back to
a settlement agreement for being abused and SA'd. Wanting to solidify a secure financial future for her and the kid on the way, she decided to meet with Caesar, who promoted himself as being a real estate mogul with significant...
That even got even worse because I know obviously like they kept to cut out words, so we know what SA means.
Yeah, because of the YouTube is like we don't want our channel taken down. Yes, so
and a child on the way, so we know what that meant.
The R word. She was assaulted. The R word.
Yes. Oh my God.
R word that rhymes with grape. That's what it was.
Yeah, it just like now my heart really
now you really see that this Caesar dude is a piece of shit. It's
you're
like,
a piece of shit. Like who would do that?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, like, I really feel for her.
Yeah, she got a settlement because of that. Yeah, assault. Yeah, so she's like, okay, I want to do the right thing. I want to just blow my money on crap. Yeah, and probably heard him on the Breakfast Club. It's like, okay, that seems like a good idea. Like DJ Envy invest money with him. Maybe I should. It's like, so.
I mean, it was kind of comical at first that he was like, because he's like, but now it's like, okay, now it's like it's not just like a haha, you like a, like a cartoon villain. Like you're an actual villain. You're not a cartoon villain. You're
not trying to put levels to it, but like a lot of those other investors, some of them might have had it. They might have been well off. This person probably didn't have it, like just got this settlement, probably was like what didn't have it until this settlement. Was like some of them might have been like businessmen or like the record label owner. You kind of have it already. Not saying you don't. Not saying you don't deserve your money back, but they kind of had it.
Or Trevor Baby and Trust Fund Baby.
Yeah, some of these people might have had it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Significant experience and success. Property number 1 for their partnership would be 470 River Street in Paterson, New Jersey, where she'd provide $250,000 and receive 30% profit within 5 months. Caesar bought this property in March 2014 for only $90,000. Property number 2 would be 523 Park Ave in Paterson, New Jersey, where she'd provide another $250,000.
Already $500,000 of her $750,000 settlement. Already $500,000 invested with Caesar. Already $500,000 of it.
$1,000.
Now you see why I want him to go. That's why we're doing this whole episode. Yeah, he definitely needs to go to jail.
Caesar bought this property September 2018 for only $225,000. Property number 3 would be 149-151 Manchester Ave in Paterson.
$600,000 in is like you basically gave him almost all of your settlement.
Gave him all her money.
Paterson, New Jersey, where she'd provide $100,000. Caesar bought this property in April 2019 for $140,000 using a construction loan of $256,000. A month later, Caesar notified EB that he had another investment opportunity for her where she'd contribute an additional $150,000.
That's what, is that the whole 750? I think that's all of it, yeah.
It is.
That's it. He took all of the settlement. That's all of the settlement money right there. That's it.
He took all her money. Oh my gosh.
Despite taking money from these investors, Caesar couldn't pay his credit card bill. On September 9, 2022, Amex filed a complaint against Caesar.
See, American,
Amex will,
you can't pay your minimum payment even though you own $50 million in real estate.
Because that black card, you got to pay in full each month.
Yep. So you
got to pay in full.
Yep. So you got so much real estate, but you can't afford to pay your credit card bill.
You got $50 million, but you can't pay
$50 million in real estate, but you can't pay this. And his mansion got foreclosed a $5,000 mortgage you can't pay, even though you own $50 million in real estate. I'm just saying.
Cesar Pena and Pena Management LLC for defaulting on their credit card bill. Amex alleges that the Penas didn't even pay the minimum amount due, and their account balance was $94,800.
$94,000 in debt, credit card debt.
Idiot.
And 99 cents. On that same day, Caesar signed an agreement with Amy Flips LLC for 2 joint venture agreements and a personal guarantee on both. Caesar allegedly couldn't pay his credit card bill, but he was accepting money from another investor. I'll let you determine why. Property number 1 with Amy Flips was a $250,000 investment for.
He's almost at $4 million he just scammed now. Just do the math. It's like he took another $250 from this Amy Flips chick now.
For 27 South Boyden Parkway in Maplewood, New Jersey. If that property sounds familiar, that's because it is. Just 3 months earlier, Caesar signed a joint venture agreement for that same property with Alexis Hernandez. Property number 2.
You got 2 investors on the same property, yeah.
You just doubling up. You double dipping, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Was another $250,000 investment for 89 Franklin.
$500,000 he got out of Amy Flips now.
Avenue in Hawthorne, New Jersey. Caesar bought this property for $260,000 5.5 years earlier in March 2017. October 2022, Trevor Roman wanted his money, so he stormed into Caesar's
I'm gonna get my money.
office again. Caesar gave him 2 checks for $80,000 that did clear.
I'm leaving here with something.
October.
You gotta make it comical. He's like, hey, you gonna give me something? So he did get some of his money back to last. He just showed. That's why you gotta ambush him. He just showed up. It's like, hey, you give me something.
And he may or may not have showed up with Draco. Maybe
he might have flagged. He might have flagged
showed up with Draco. Maybe I think maybe.
Damn it. Let's get back to this Alexis dude.
Is when Alexis Hernandez's loans are coming due. Caesar sends 2 checks to Alexis. Check number 1 for $100,000 and check number 2 for $250,000. Both bounced due to insufficient funds. Despite the heat turning up, Caesar still found a way to introduce 4 more victims into the scheme.
4 more, despite all of this going on.
October.
These might be the last 4. Let me get
October 7, 2022. Jenna Marr Investments LLC and Caesar entered a joint venture agreement for $100,000 for the property located at 149-151.
That's damn near $4 million total now. Because this is the total right here that he done scammed on all of it.
Manchester.
He's the wolf of fucking Jersey. He really
What are you doing all this money, dude? What are you doing?
And you can't even pay people back and shit. It's like
Ave with the promise of 20% returns in 5 months. This is the same property as EB's third joint venture agreement just a couple months prior.
That's the one with the settlement, yeah. So you got two other people on this same property now. Yeah.
And already had a construction loan covering the purchase and rehab. The following week, on October 12, 2022, Derek D'Angelo signed a joint venture agreement with Caesar for the property at 523 Park Avenue in Paterson, New Jersey for $100,000. Unbeknownst to Derek, Caesar had just signed an agreement with victim EB for that same property. Caesar,
once again, yes, two people, the one settlement and this dude is like he took money from both of them on the same property to flip.
Promised Derek 30% returns within 5 months. 2 weeks later, on October 25, 2022, Caesar met with Onsite Properties LLC to give him access to a partnership for properties 149-151 Manchester Avenue.
Both of these, obviously, like we recognize the pictures. Like he already took money on
same
both
property.
Of these.
Yeah.
Same two properties that two investors have already in on this. But let's get a third.
We need a flow chart that shows like all the different. Like I need like a flow chart to just show that.
You got to create that.
In Paterson, New Jersey, and 523 Park Avenue in Paterson, New Jersey. If the addresses are starting to sound the same, that's because they are. Caesar was signing multiple agreements with investors and accepting significantly more capital.
Flying on private jets and shit. That's where the money is going. That's where their money went.
And you see, this is what we mean with the Ponzi. The bottom starts to fall out.
Yeah.
Than necessary to complete the projects. Onsite Properties LLC handed over $300,000 to partner on those two properties. Hector Santana met with Caesar during this same week and signed joint venture agreements with Caesar for the Manchester Ave property and 462-464 East 24th Street in Paterson, New Jersey. Caesar purchased the 24th Street property 3.5 years before in April 2019 for $202,000 and sold the property in October 2022 for $545,000. Well,
sold the property, it was already sold.
It may seem like a sizable profit. We don't know all the costs associated with completion. But the key here is that Caesar was signing joint venture agreements with investors for a property he just sold and didn't even own. Hector
Facts. He took this dude's money for a property you didn't even own anymore.
That you don't even own no more.
Santana was promised 30% returns on $400,000 within 5 months. Where that money was being used, I don't know. For Hector's two deals, Caesar was already overcapitalized on the Manchester Ave property from
4 people on this one property.
Let me see.
And then this one sold. And shit.
500, 600, $750,000 on this one property.
One property. And then the other one he didn't even own anymore and shit. That had already sold when he took money on it.
Other investors, and the East 24th Street property had already sold. Where was the money going, Caesar? November 2022, Caesar signs an agreement with a third investor for $1 million
for the school again
in order to fund a construction cost at the Taylor Court Apartments. Caesar never told Barone and Martini, the two investors who contributed $1.5 million combined already. November 9, 2022, Ransom Endeavors Inc. meets with Caesar, notifying him of $200,000 in liquid funds ready to invest.
You know he gonna get that. He gonna get all of that.
Caesar presented 89 Franklin Ave in Hawthorne, New Jersey as the investment property and that he would need the $200,000 to complete the project. Caesar promised a 30% return within 5 months despite already owning the property for 5 years and having agreements with other investors for the same property. December 2022, BTC Investments had been trying to reach Caesar for the prior 16 months to no avail. He had not received $1 in return in nearly 2 years. Caesar wouldn't respond to BTC Investments, but he would respond to the next victim, Christian Vasquez. Caesar promoted the Manchester Avenue property in
this one, I believe we sold this one already. I think it already sold the Manchester, I believe. Yeah.
Paterson once again. Christian provided $150,000 with a promise of 30% returns within 5 months. January 2023, EB was getting tired of hearing false promises and
you're like, where the fuck my money at?
Excuses for why the projects weren't completed. Caesar sent her a check for $80,000. The funds may have come from the next victim. Derek Maldonado gave Caesar.
So she only got $80,000 back out of $750,000 she gave him.
$200,000 a few days prior to Caesar sending the $80,000 check to EB. If you guessed their agreement would be for the property on Manchester Ave in Paterson, New Jersey, then you are correct. 30% profits within 5 months were promised to Derek, despite that property already being overcapitalized from other investors. February 2023.
Like, he really is the wolf. Like, who would give this motherfucker anything? Was he that charming and shit? Or you that, like, mesmerized by DJ Envy celebrity? Is like, I don't get it, man. I guess I've never been starstruck. That shit don't do nothing for me, man. Shit. You're not getting my bread and shit.
3. Caesar is likely keeping himself afloat at this point by continually raising money from more victims. This month, he adds another 3 that we know of. These 3 separate investors hand over a combined $900,000.
That's almost $1 million from these 3 right here. How does he do it and shit? I want to interview Caesar. Like,
I'm seeing the same property over and this one.
I know we seeing, because this one with the storefront, this yellow house, I remember both of those. Yeah.
The yellow house I've seen about 10 times.
Yeah.
3 signed joint venture agreements for the Manchester Ave property, while the largest investor of the 3 signed 2 other JVs for the Park Avenue and Franklin Avenue properties. March 2023, Caesar had been dodging Trevor Roman's calls and requests for updates, so he decided to show up to Caesar's office again. Caesar promised that the property was nearly done, it just needed another month to close, and Trevor could expect the $280,000 that was
Trevor been getting got all this time.
Owed on that date. Amy Flips also decided to show up to Caesar's office demanding an
He was like, where's my shit at too?
update and threatening legal action after Caesar had cut communication. Caesar lied again, saying that the construction
This is how the property lawyer said is almost complete. This is what you got.
That's a hole.
at the properties was nearly complete and her money would be on the way next month. Caesar also met with On-Site Properties LLC after 6 months of refusing communication. Caesar advised this victim that he should roll his investment into another property, which he did not take kindly. Also in March, Caesar met up with Hector Santana to advise him on rolling his $350,000 initial investment into the Park Avenue property. Other investors,
of course, because of course, yeah. Because of course, it's about 4 different investors on this one now. Yep, because we got all them. That's 5. We count him. Yeah, there's 4 already plus him. 5 people invested in this one property.
Had already invested in. Caesar gives Hector 2 post-dated checks, one for $70,000 and another for $100,000. The first one cleared, but the second check bounced. April 2023, Caesar sends Ransom Endeavors Inc. a check for $30,000 representing 50% of the interest owed from the projects. After 6 months of avoiding contact, Caesar reaches out to Stanley Acosta asking for bank account information so he could send the proceeds of a property sale. The money never arrived. Caesar finally answers Derek D'Angelo's communication and asks him to drive multiple hours to his office. Derek picked up checks totaling $130,000. They both bounced.
Of course they did.
Derek threatened to report Pino, which influenced Caesar to send a wire of $30,000, leaving the initial $100,000 still missing. If you're wondering where the money came from, the final victim, Chamberlain Group Real Estate Ventures LLC, invested $835,000
on these same 2 properties.
With Caesar for the Manchester Ave and Boyden Parkway properties. They were promised a significant return within 6 months. May 2023, Caesar sends 2 checks to On-Site Properties LLC, one for $100,000 and another for $37,000, and he was told not to deposit them just yet. Those checks have still not cleared to this day.
And this is around the time when Tony the closer, we in May now, so this is around the time when he started bringing awareness to this story. I ain't meant my money with the name Trap Lord. I'm just saying.
June 2023, Barone and Martini are getting anxious that their property doesn't seem to be close to being ready to rent or sell. Martini decided to drive by the property, and this is what he found.
There you go. Concrete slab and shit.
All lawsuits point to Caesar cutting off communication with all investors. My guess is his phone is in his back pocket and he can't reach it. What's not a joke is the
Okay, we'll come out of it after that.
Can't reach it.
Woo! Wow, but Caesar was arrested the other day. So yeah, the feds, because all of these cases were civil cases, and civil and criminal are different. Yeah, civil is about the money. It's like all these lawsuits that people filed were civil, and Envy's name was included on some of them because what Envy's lawyer is claiming is to sensationalize the case, but what some of them saying that Envy knew well and good what Caesar was doing. Envy did give his side. I'm gonna see if his response is still up. Plus Breakfast Club pulled it. I want to see because Envy did respond to the case. He went on the air because, like I said, once it got real, I gotta get back. What's the credit dude? He posted a video on his Instagram going off and how Envy and once again another dude, the Stockholm syndrome. It's it's fucked up what Caesar did, but at some point you got to take responsibility. Because when Envy met him, he said Envy asked him let me get 25% of your business or whatever, but didn't give him any money. So basically 25% of your business for shout outs is that's clout chasing right there. It's is like saying like I'm not gonna give you any money, but I'll mention you on Breakfast Club and all of that. Yeah, like I'll blow up your the credit dude. I'll blow your thing up.
Yeah,
So
but
you went with that's
yeah,
clout.
that's bartering at that point. You're bartering.
And then he invested 150,000. Like I said, that's the one with Caesar that when he talked about on Tony the Closer's live, like the credit dude talked about that. And then at some point it's like your husband is a business owner. Would he just give somebody like 25% of his business because they
no.
for no money?
Hell no.
Not that they actually bought, like they gave him like money, say like how much to buy into your business. That's different. But for shout outs though.
Hell no.
For shout outs?
Hell no. He wouldn't do that.
At some point it's on you and shit. Yeah. Like I feel bad about what happened to like these people, especially the woman who was assaulted. I feel the worst for her, but at some point, like some of y'all motherfuckers, man, shit.
Trevor just showed up. I think Trevor had that thing on him.
I'm leaving here with something. They put the Denzel clip on.
He came in demanding.
He's like, yeah, I'm leaving out here with something.
Well, but then again, he probably wished I said them too. I said, if you steal, you don't have security. like people can just barge to your office, you ain't got security.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure right now he's abandoned that office, like Caesar. he's on the run for a while. Like they mentioned that later in the video, but I wanted to move forward. He's like Caesar may be on the run. It's like, which he probably was at one point.
Before he got arrested.
Yes, now he's been arrested. I want to find a news story too, because we're just gonna go over. We're going long, but this is a good story. It has everything. It's like it has.
So the bottom line
everything
is don't call everybody your friend.
Yeah.
If you are a person and you do have a lot of followers and have power and things like that, vet these people before you start.
Yeah, because you brought them on your platform. Because that's what a lot of people were saying. I'm gonna find a news clip. It's like the only reason I invested is because of envy. Yeah. Because like Caesar, I showed you his picture. Ain't nobody giving him no money and shit. But because that's Envy's boy, like yeah.
All I hear when I see him, I'm not a player. I just fuck a lot. That's what I hear when I see him. That's what I hear when I see this dude. So I mean,
don't want to be a hooker no more. That's what I hear. Don't want to be a scammer no more. That's what I hear.
That's all I hear.
I'm trying to find the news.
It ain't hard. Niggas trying to fuck my wife. That's what I hear when I see him. That's what I hear when I see this dude. I don't see real estate guru. I don't see, I'm not getting that when I see him. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but
I wouldn't.
It's not picking up.
Let's watch the news story about some of the people that got scammed. And I'm going to play DJ Envy's response, and then we're going to wrap.
Yeah. But this is a good story, though.
It's good. That's why I said we're going long, damn it. All right, let's see. Fair use, fair use, fair use, baby.
Fair use.
Tonight, an I-Team exclusive investigation involving a real estate deal and one of the most recognizable voices.
Yeah, this is when it got real, the news, because so you saw this, okay? But I'll play some.
I watched. Yeah, I was like,
I'll play a little bit of it.
In radio. Investors in a real estate venture say they were swindled out of millions of dollars. And they argue syndicated radio rapper Rashawn Casey, better known as DJ Envy.
Radio rapper, we're not.
He's not a rapper, but
personality. But yeah, I'll get it. she ain't of the culture, so she
doesn't listen to it.
Clearly. From the show The Breakfast Club promoted these deals. Investigative reporter Sarah Wallace talked to the alleged victims and has the response to those mounting accusations you're about to hear for the first time.
We've helped so many people, not just regular people, but celebrities, athletes, executives.
That's DJ Envy on his syndicated iHeart radio show, The Breakfast Club. He's often promoted the real estate venture of his pal, Caesar Pina.
You might know him on Instagram as Flippin' NJ.
Yep, I wouldn't give Caesar a dime, I'm just saying.
But it's more than just a passing endorsement.
This is the one right here.
Yeah, you could partner with us.
This is the incriminating one. We said like this is the one that could catch Envy in hot water.
With us on some deals, make some money with us.
Envy and Caesar
Partner with us. Make some money with us.
Make some money on deals with us.
Not with Caesar, with us. It's like, yeah, and that's the one. Once again, that's been scrubbed from like all the Envy social media. He scrubbed anything with Caesar off of any of his social media for obvious reasons. But I'm gonna share the Breakfast Club's Envy's response right here because he did. Because after all that, when it went to the news, now you know it's big. Like you made the news, like now you know it's getting real. And
you have to address it.
Yeah. So like he did address it. Like this is what Envy said on Breakfast Club. Fair use, Breakfast Club.
Fair use.
Come on, I'm part of the show, damn it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. There's been a lot going on, Charlamagne.
Like what?
Don't say like what, man. There's been a million and one accusations.
Oh my God, no.
I'm being serious. So let me explain some things. I'm not, my attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little
bit. You said petty cancer, like we said.
We petty. Sometimes cancers, we can be petty.
Like, really? Yeah. No. What? Allegations? Really?
Explain some things. I'm not, my attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little bit.
I think you should listen to your attorneys. Why?
I agree with Charlamagne. Listen to your attorneys.
That's the Cancerian coming out.
This should have been the end of the conversation here. Like, your attorneys say you not to talk, don't talk.
That's the cancer right there. I think you should listen to your attorney. That's the cancer thing to say. I think you should listen to your attorney.
But he's trying to clear his name.
But go on.
I don't like when people like to listen. Like, if your attorney told you don't say nothing, why are you talking?
Listen, so Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my community. I wanted to teach my community about real estate, things that I didn't know when I was first buying my first home.
That's one of the buzzwords.
That's why I did this, uplift my community.
Buzzwords. Yep.
I wanted to teach our community about investing in generational wealth. So I did
generational wealth. He said them both.
To all these
generational wealth. He said them both. Buzzwords, man. Yeah, like people say that it should be a red flag that it might not be on the up and up because they try to play on your emotions, like Twister and Johnny P. They playing with your emotions.
There was real estate agents from different markets, contractors, conventional lenders, hard money lenders. I even brought auction.com to actually show people how to purchase houses online. That's what I wanted to do for my people. Now, Caesar, if he took money, I wasn't privy to it, nor did I even know. But I do understand how people feel if they did give him money because I gave him a lot of money.
Jesus.
He said he gave $500,000 on that school. That's what Envy is saying. Like, he scammed me too. It's like, yeah. So, like I said, I wouldn't give Caesar $5, although $500,000.
Most people don't carry $500,000 in cash, so like bank records to show like a check ran to him, if that is true.
It should be like some record of
it should be a
wire transfer or something like that.
There you go. It should be some sort of
trail.
Paper trail. There you go. Paper trail. Can't think of the word. Yeah.
That I didn't see $1 of return. But for anybody to say I was involved, that's totally not true. I would never. I've been on this radio close to 30 years, and never in my 30 years time did I do nothing but try to uplift people and show people a different way through the business mind. And I would never take $1 from somebody.
I could be wrong, but I didn't see nobody accusing you of taking money. I just saw them say that they met Caesar because they heard you talking about Caesar.
And that's what Charlamagne is right. They were saying like I would have never invested if it wasn't for I invested with Caesar because of you. Because I haven't really seen anybody saying that Envy scammed. They're saying like the reason why I met this dude was because of you.
It's because of you.
Because I would have never if you didn't vouch for him, I would have never invested with him.
Yeah, because you said, "Oh, DJ Envy vouched for him, so he's good enough for DJ Envy, so he's good enough for me."
Especially if Envy was telling that story to people, like, I gave him $500,000 of my money. It's like, oh, Envy giving him money, then cool.
It must be cool.
Yeah. It must be on the up and up if like Envy's putting his money in it.
They basically said I was privy to it, and that wasn't true. Not at all.
I from what I read in actual court papers, I didn't see that. They said that all these people are saying that they met Caesar because of you.
Right, and they're saying
I don't see nobody accusing you of taking no money.
To the point where if you read the court documents, Caesar wrote an affidavit that says DJ Envy, Rashawn Casey, had no knowledge of me investing people's money.
I saw that.
I've wondered, the conspiracy theory in me is saying is like, okay, if he gave him $500,000, was it for that reason? Yeah. If Envy pay him for Caesar to take the rap.
To lay on the
That's it.
sword.
Yeah, because Envy is the one with everything to lose. He's the celebrity, like, yeah. So if he did pay him, was that the reason? Okay, you get caught, you taking a rap for this whole thing.
Shut the fuck up. If you get caught, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Basically.
He did say that, hey, the Envy didn't know anything about this. Yeah, he did say that in a deposition or in one of the court papers, one of the interviews. He did say that.
He wasn't there. He wasn't part of those conversations. He wasn't even nowhere in those meetings. And those are documents that's out there. So if we're going to talk about truth, let's talk about the truth. And those are the documents out there. And
well,
I know
you can't talk about the truth yet because your lawyers don't want you talking at all. So the smart thing to do is, I understand you want to say something to the listeners. And I'm sure the listeners appreciate it. But man, just wait until all the dust settles. And when all the dust settles, then we can get on this radio and have a real conversation. Until then, I don't think you should be saying any of this. But that's just me.
I agree. That's pretty much the gist of that conversation.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with Charlemagne in that.
Well, I guess what they say with your Miranda rights, you have a right to remain silent. But Caesar was arrested, and even more interesting, like what people are not talking about is the iHeart studio that often the where they at. The feds did show up and seize several electronic devices, laptops and all of that. So they trying to
iPads and things like that.
What Envy did know, they did seize a bunch of electronics from the iHeart studios. So
it gets real when the feds take your computers. That's when shit gets real.
No, they're gonna comb through that. They're gonna go through that with a fine tooth comb.
If they find anything
any conversation, a text message or anything that Caesar said you knew about any of this.
Any emails,
that you knew. So right now, it's too early to tell if Envy is going, because so far Envy hasn't been arrested now, but they are investigating him. The feds are investigating him. So, but that's my thing, because a lot of people are social media is going social media and with cancel culture and all that. People saying that Envy should be fired. I'm like, he hasn't been charged with anything yet. You can't. It's
getting your lawyer, you're innocent. You're proven guilty.
Now, if he's arrested and it's found out that he was private, I'm sure that iHeart will fire him.
He would be reprimanded, I'm sure.
Yeah. But until then, you can't just fire somebody on hearsay. It's
you get and that's how your ass gets sued, because you fire somebody, wrongful termination. Now you own half the radio station.
Yep. And the court of public opinion is yeah, sure. The court of public opinion, Envy is guilty, but it's we got to see what happens in the actual courts.
You have to actually
real courts, not the court of public opinion.
Yeah, you can have an opinion all you want to, but the law doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. Everybody is given their day in court, or everybody should have their day in court.
Of course, Funkmaster Flex been having a field day with this because he's the op. They the ops. So I guess it's Hot 97 and then Power 105.1. It's like GCI and Power in Chicago. They on rival stations. But to me, I never get caught up in that because I always say that none of us own any of these stations. We just
we don't.
We just play for the opposing team. It's not like that. So I never get caught. And I got friends on both sides. It's I never got caught up.
You just work there.
But I think coming, like I said, the petty cancer himself, Charlemagne is the one that once he was the one that's always taking shots at Hot 97 because they work on the other side. And so Flex basically did a whole rant. And he's been calling him, which is I think Tony the Closer actually dubbed this. He's been calling it Real Estate Rico is what he's been calling Envy. He's yeah, Real Estate Rico, you next. It's Flex did a whole fucking rant about that on this show. Yeah. Which is out there too. Look up Funkmaster Flex talking about DJ Envy's.
Funkmaster. We'll Google it. I know the answer.
Real Estate Rico. But I think we're ready to wrap this up.
Yes. Long but good.
Yes. That's what she said. Long but good. Dad joke right there, even though I'm not a dad. Pause, as the kids say. Definitely appreciate you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. You want to support us further, you know what to do. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio, YouTube, Oh, what up, Tasha? I forgot. Yeah. YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. You can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how I gets down.
And you can check me out, MSIMA626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SER8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SER8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blog.